Hi, sixth graders. It's Mrs. Dudley. Happy Monday. It is April 27th. I cannot believe it's the last week of April. That's crazy. Today, I want to give you some really important information about your Wonder Day project. We are going to be doing a lot of work to kind of wrap that up this week so that next week you can actually put it all together in a fun project. So, a couple of reminders. You only need to spend about 30 minutes a day on English. We are not doing word parts this week, so you will have both today, Monday, and Tuesday tomorrow to work on our Wonder Day research project. So the video is in the slides. It will be right in here. Today, your learning target is really to be able to organize your information in order to plan your project. So really what I want you to think about today is, do you have all of the information that you need, okay? We're trying not to make this super confusing, so we're going to compile everything into one spot. So you're going to be copying and pasting information from all of the notes you've taken and put it into a planning document. You're going to ask yourself, do you have enough information? If you don't, that's okay. You still have time to do some more research. And if you visit a new source, don't forget to add that to your list. And then also start to think about, how would you want to teach people about this? We do have a template you can use if you want to use, it's a Google Slides template, but you might be interested in making your own Wii video. You might have some sort of other cool idea for a presentation. It's really whatever you want to do. So today, this is the thing that is assigned to you in Google Classroom, and this is not due next Monday. We are asking you to complete this by Thursday. So you're going to work really hard on it today and tomorrow. Here's what it looks like. So you're all assigned this. The beginning part of it, I'm hoping, is pretty easy. You can see it says right here, complete this page by copying and pasting from your other Wonder Day documents, so you have everything in one place. So really, we're hoping by compiling it all here, you can see what you have and what you need. So I would right here just copy and paste my Wonder Day question in. So for me, it would be like, I wonder what's caused the coronavirus, or I wonder what the coronavirus really is. I'd have to copy and paste the website or the URL from my first source. And then I would go and find my notes from whatever page I took them on. If I typed them in a Google Doc or on that 2A or 2B for Wonder Day, and I would just copy and paste them right into here. And the chart will get bigger, so all the information will fit in there. And we've made a spot for you to do that for all three of your sources. So this first part should be really easy, just cutting and pasting, unless you don't have 3 sources yet, right? If you had 4 sources, you can feel free to add more down here, but we're only requiring 3. Next, we really want you to start thinking about, okay, I have my information. What am I going to do for my project? So we want you to start taking some notes in this project plan, and that's what we want to see by Thursday so that we can give you feedback so that next week on Monday you can actually start your project. So we know that in the beginning you need to hook your audience in. Tell us, what was your question? Why did you care about this question, or why were you curious about it? And really try to think about how you're going to hook us in. You could use a little story, a quote, a really interesting or surprising fact to hook your readers or your listeners in. You want to make us want to know more about your question. Really think back to when we read out loud to you in class. Oh, it seems so long ago. We read from Fast Food Nation. It was really interesting how they hooked us in to that story. Section 1 of your project, you need to tell us, okay, or think about, what is it you're going to teach others about your topic in this section, like which pieces of information go together or fit here. So this is where you might return to your trail of research and really ask yourself, okay, what do I first need to teach them? Write some notes here. You can write your full draft here. You can just take some notes. But when I look at this, I need to be able to see that you have a plan for this part 1 of your project. Same thing in part 2. What are you going to teach about your subject in this topic? So if my question is about the coronavirus, and I think back to my trail of research, looking at my notes, I think that in part 1, I would teach people kind of what the disease is, what are the symptoms of it, and how it's spread. Then in section 2 of my project, I would teach other people about how it's impacted our world, social distancing, wearing masks, all of those things, schools closing. Now, some of your trails of research took you on to maybe a third section. We're making this optional, but if it works for you, go ahead and use it. If you need to have another part of your project where you teach us about something, you can put it in section 3. Finally, just like when we write papers, we're going to end with a conclusion where we wrap back around, we remind our readers what was our main question and how did it all connect, and you really want to leave your readers thinking. So maybe you want to inspire them to do something with the information that you've just taught them, or maybe you just hope they remember something cool. We know there's such a variety of different projects, but again, write some notes here so that Mrs. Decker and I can see what you are thinking, or Mr. Yakabuchi. So you might be thinking, okay, well then what? If you do all of this stuff, there's my daughter, say hi. Hi. Then you will be ready to go next week, but do start thinking about what your project might look like. Do you want to make a video, a podcast, a slideshow, an ebook, a traditional essay or research report? We're also going to provide you with a template. We won't be sharing this yet. We'll wait till next week. But if you're interested, you could use this format and just fill in. Oops, please stop. I'm recording. So this would just be something you could look at if you're like, ugh, I have no idea how to put this together. But 6th graders, you are not doing this part yet. For this week, the only thing that's required is the research project recap and planning page. So to review, cutting and pasting here, and then thinking about how you're going to organize this information to share it. How are you going to hook your reader? What's going to go in section 1 or part 1? And then what's going to go in section 2. Section 3 is optional, but the conclusion everyone needs to have. All right, so the planning document, again, due Thursday. Also in the slides for your reference, I have included a link to that optional project template that you're welcome to use. And on there also, we have a link to the grading criteria because we know some of you are thinking already about, ooh, how's this going to be graded? And we will review that more next week. All right, you guys, have fun working on your project plans today. I can't wait to see them. When you turn it in, don't forget to push the turn in button so that I actually get notified you've turned it in. I will read it, or Mrs. Decker or Mr. Yakabuchi, we will give you feedback and then return it to you so that it will help you prepare even more for your Wonder Day project. Okay, guys. I know it's hard to stay motivated, but really try hard. This is our last big writing project of the year. Let us know if you have questions.